Hello everyone! We are officially in midwinter now, during the darkest time of the year. The window of light is very small, and wildlife seems to be more quiet and reserved in the forest now. We got so lucky last week with a crispy, golden winter morning that filled my heart with so much joy and excitement. There's something especially warming about the winter sun on your face, I think. I took a walk to the closest swim spot and would have gone for a cold plunge in the river if I hadn't been recovering from a severe cold I had at the time. But this beautiful morning stroll made me feel even more grateful to be healthy again. I spent December in a haze of work and life related to-dos with a never-ending list of things to get through before the holidays. I am currently kind of working 3 part-time jobs and trying to sort my life out. I have big plans for the next year, and number 1 being pursuing my art full-time and moving country. Again, I will tell you all more about this later in the video. For the holidays, I treated myself to a candle making kit. I have been wanting to make my own candles for years at this point, and I have enjoyed this little crafty afternoon so much. Beeswax is my favorite smell in the entire world, and melting these organic wax pellets in my kitchen smelled so amazing. The process was so simple until it came to removing the dried candles from their molds. So a tip if any of you are attempting candle making, use oil, any oil, to grease the molds before pouring the wax. It made all the difference because a few candles were definitely harmed in the making of this video, and I learned quite a lot about wax. For example, how to get it off of the floor, my face, and my new wool cardigan. I made a horrible mess at the last candle, and I spent an hour or so cleaning and cutting dried wax droplets out of my clothes and off of the floor and scraping it off of my mom's bathroom tiles. Other than that, I had the best time, and lighting my very own candles felt so special. They also make for the sweetest Christmas presents, I think personally. But the holidays also bring up very contrasting feelings for me, and I think they do for a lot of people. It can be a beautiful time of community and family, but it has also felt very isolating, divisive and lonely for me in the past. So I wanted to make a video about belonging and existing in this world as an introvert who has often felt misunderstood. I moved out of my small town immediately after finishing high school. To be honest, I truly resented the place I grew up in. I never felt like I belonged here. Part of me even felt as if God or the universe made a mistake in putting me here. I just felt completely out of context, so lost, so unbelonging. I always said I feel like a fish on dry land my entire childhood over, all the way into high school until I was done. And I was very lonely very often. I was trying to adapt to others and change everything about myself to fit in somehow. But I was an introverted old soul with dreams that were so big that I couldn't articulate them to anyone around me. And any excuse I found to leave, I took, including exchange years and working as much as I legally possibly could to save money to move out as a teenager. Through therapy sessions and growing older, I now know that all of this was just a mechanism to stay closed off because I was hurting for a lot of reasons when I was younger. It became easier to deal with all these issues alone in hiding than to let others in. But I couldn't see it back then, and as cliche as it sounds, I left and I never looked back. And even now, the scars remain. Coming home during the holiday season is very difficult. Being in this small town to visit my family feels very difficult, and I have always envied people that belong, that are happy where they grew up, that are happy being surrounded by the people that have known them their whole lives, by their families that crave nothing more than being in their hometown, because I could never relate and I always wanted to leave. Now, as an adult who loves my mom more than anything, I really do, Christmas feels so difficult. Coming back to my small town feels really difficult, where everyone knows everyone, but I never feel seen, while being so overwhelmed by all the old wounds that keep coming up when I'm here. A lot of them are family related, which makes the holiday season even harder. While I don't have all the wise answers by any means, the older I get, the more I'm arriving in my own body. I'm learning to belong, not to any small town or city or even my family. It might sound dramatic or strange, but I am learning to belong to myself. I'm learning to cultivate healthy habits and self-talk to make sure I never feel as isolated and lost as I did when I was young. Deciding that my own company, my own rituals, celebrations, needs, and thoughts are valid has made the biggest difference. We are all connected somehow, therefore we all belong. We all deserve to be here, and no place or people can take that away. So if Christmas makes you feel lonely or sad this year, maybe you can tell yourself that you do belong, and that these feelings don't make you broken, these situations don't make you broken. A family that is not functioning doesn't make you broken. You can rely on your own company and know that you are deserving of harmony, even if your outward circumstances make it difficult to feel cheerful and in the Christmas spirit. Something else I use to make me feel more peaceful and in tune this time of year is the winter solstice ritual of the 13 wishes. It's an old Celtic and German ritual that helps me transition into the new year with more intention and trust. You just sit down to write 13 wishes for the coming year on a sheet of paper, cut them all into separate little pieces that you fold and keep for the next 12 days to come. On the night of the winter solstice, you start by randomly picking one wish and burning it without opening. Every night for the following 11 nights, you burn another unopened wish until you are left with only one. This is your wish for 2026. It's the only one you open and the only wish you need to focus on in the new year. We are meant to trust that God, or the gods back then, take care of the other 12 wishes, while we hold up our end of the deal and promise to fulfill just this one wish for the next year. I cannot wait to see what I will be left this year for 2026, and I would love to know if any of you are joining me for this little ritual. Every other free moment of December I spent on small craft projects like orange garlands, cookie baking, filming this video, working on my art and making a lot of Christmas cards for my friends and family. I had so many hopes for getting a lot of work on my greeting cards and my update on the shop done, but I haven't had the slightest bit of time to finish anything at all. I am hoping that by the time this video is out, you can click to my shop and look at some cards I'm working on, but I'm trying not to let this get to me and be generous and empathic, knowing that I do a lot and that this time is to slow down, not to reach peak productivity. I am a recovering workaholic and unfinished to-do lists haunt my everyday, but I am working on it. Anyway, I wish you all a beautiful December and thank you so much for watching. Hello everyone, I am recording this for the second time. I tried this morning and then the battery was dead, so I have to start all over. But I am so happy to get to talk to you, and I think from now on all of my videos will kind of end with a little sit down talk section, because I love watching videos where I'm just listening to people. So that's my goal. This is the third video I'm posting, and I've been stressing about getting it done because I really wanted it to come out before the holidays. Today is the 21st, so the day of the winter solstice, and I have been celebrating, which I hope that you saw just now. I did my 13 wishes, so maybe this is a bit of an inspiration to some of you to do your wishes as well. I tried to do it last year, and I don't know if I actually did it. Maybe I just forgot this year was so long, but this year I'm being really intentional because I kind of always have a bit or a lot of seasonal depression every year because I just feel so lost in the darkness. I live in Germany and it's just winter is really long, it's really wet and grey and not as scenic as you would hope winter to be. It's not like we have snow and mountains and everything's gorgeous, and I just really struggle with it. So this year I'm trying to be really mindful and intentional and go out into nature a lot despite the rain, despite the cold, to see what winter actually means for nature, and I hope to find more beauty in it every week and see nature resting and get inspired to rest myself and feel more in tune with the outside world rather than wanting an endless summer because I can't deal with these months of rest and quiet and darkness. So the winter solstice is super important to set my intentions and to have a healthy mindset, and I'm also so excited to see what wish remains in 12 days. So I will let you know what that is. I don't know if I'm allowed to share it. I think I am allowed to share my my last wish. I don't think it jinxes anything. Also, hope you guys can hear me because this is a completely new setup with the microphone and the new camera, and I have no clue what I'm doing, but I'm just having so much fun making these little stories and seeing where it goes and staying creative, and I hope that it's going to be something that helps me find beauty in the winter and help me get out of bed and help me get outside in nature and walking around with curious eyes to see what's happening in these next months. I've been spending the last 2 weeks at my mom's place, so this is my room but at my mom's apartment. She lives a couple hours away from me. I live on the outskirts of Berlin in a really beautiful nature area, but we have decided to move out. And we're moving in 3 months, and we are moving back to Ireland. My partner's Irish, so my goal is to move to the Irish countryside and find a beautiful little cottage in the country. And I am so shocked that this is what I'm deciding now, as I'm turning 25 next month and kind of planning my 25th year of life and all the goals I have for my creativity, for my health, for my lifestyle. I intend to make a lot of changes, and what shocked me was this. I found a journal entry from when I was 21, and I'll read it to you. Okay, so this is one of my probably 30-40 filled journals. I've been journaling for over 10 years now, and it's very messy and all over the place. But I found this entry, which I wrote 4 years ago, which is weird because I don't remember me thinking this way when I was 21. I used to live in Dublin and I was not a city person. I felt disconnected from nature and I wanted to leave the city, but I still lived in the city and I pursued city life because I thought that's where I had to be creative, to be surrounded by the right people, which is true to some extent. I made amazing friends, but this disconnect was there the whole time. But I found this entry. It says, "Dear future me, at 25, I want to live in a beautiful nature environment in a little house or cottage, make a living off of my videos on YouTube, music, books and art, live with Paul and see us succeed, surf, hike, camp, garden and craft every day, and have a pet." And it's really sweet to see this entry and think that I've changed so much, but I haven't changed at all. These are all the things I want, and these are also all things I've put on the back foot for the career I was pursuing the last years, and now that I've kind of cut cords a bit with my job, it feels very encouraging to move forward, finding little reminders like this that this is me. This is not just a quick decision. This is not just a little, little midlife crisis or quarter life crisis. It's actually me, and I've been this person all this time wanting to live a simple life, wanting to live a nature life, crafting and being creative and working every day. And 2026 is going to be the year that I give myself permission to break free from whatever I want to break free and pursue myself, my art, whatever ideas I have, in whatever way I want to pursue them, and just for the first time feel like I'm on my own path. That's what I hope. That's what I hope for. Let me know what your guys' resolutions or intentions for the new year are. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking. It's a weird time we're all in, so I want to create a bit of a community, hopefully, in the comments. And also, last but not least, I want to say, if you are like me, and sometimes Christmas is hard because of family members, I want you to know that you can choose peace and you can enjoy yourself and celebrate yourself for what you've done for this year, for what this year of life has given you, regardless of your family situation or other situations, because I know this time can be beautiful, but it can also be extremely hard. So I wanted to say that in case you need to hear it. Until then, I will see you soon, and I'm sending you all my love.